Yellow.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 41st episode of
Maughter Podcast.
My name is Claudia. I am mother. This is Polly. She's daughter. That's my new
Don't be
beat.
weird.
Okay, sorry. Hope you guys had a great week. Couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since we recorded, right? 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Nice. It's been a couple of weeks. So hope you guys had a good day.
Good couple weeks.
Couple weeks. Did we miss anything? This weekend is Easter, so we hope you guys have a good Easter. Yeah.
That's it.
That's all I have, I guess. Yeah. We're at my house today, so we're a little bit allergy free today. Woo woo. Except for my allergies for the outside environment, because it's like super cold out. Sorry, I probably touched people with their cold little feet. I was like, ow. Yeah. How you been, kiddo?
Good.
Yeah.
Lots of life-changing events
Yeah. for
me in the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to college.
Woo woo.
Yep.
Trying to get her education.
At the ripe old age of 28.
28.
You know, I gotta have a career, I guess.
Yeah. Time to get it
together.
Get it together, yeah.
I guess.
You might as well now since you're getting older, I guess. Better do it now before you're too old.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ian, and we're hopefully not gonna forget our sound today because he made a comment that we forgot the sound, the mystery sound, so we'll have to do that today as well for him. For him, because he's our only listener, apparently.
Yeah, literally. I think I last episode had like 2 views.
Yeah, right? I was talking to one of Maria's classmates' moms, and she's like, hey, how's your podcast going? Have you guys talked about anything like lately? I'm thinking, and I'm like, no, not yet. I said, well, we did one like last time, and she's like, nice. And I'm like, wait, is she one of our listeners? So I was pretty excited. So I'll probably like send her a quick message and show her, like send her the link for it. Yeah. I was telling Paul that we should do like a giveaway. Woo woo! We should have like, where's my? I think my sound. Where's
you
my
don't
sound?
have your sound machine.
I have it actually. Hold on, I do have it. Well, okay. What are you gonna do? Our 50th episode?
Yeah.
Sadly, I took it away from the kids because they were playing with it, and now I can't find it. Anyways, I think we should do a giveaway. I was telling Polly we should do a giveaway of Slurpee. Woo!
Yeah, because if you didn't know, we have a Slurpee every time we record.
Yeah, every episode we record, we're literally drinking a Slurpee. We have it with us always. It's our
so
energy juice.
Ian's gonna get it?
Yeah, right? We'll do a draw. Ian, you're gonna win it. You got this. All right, so today's podcast they're talking about
Jack the Ripper. Because recently...
Ripper.
No.
Is he a song? Is it a song? Ripper. I am very tone deaf, so I apologize. Probably laughs me all the time.
No.
Is he a song, though?
No.
It's a song.
Well, then I don't know the song.
Oh, then it's probably not a song. Never
He's
mind.
a serial killer.
No, but didn't say Jack the Ripper in, like, one of the
I
lyrics?
don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about Jack the Ripper because they just announced that through DNA they found who it was. They found who he was.
So, he's been killing, he's had many victims in the past, but how long ago was it that he started?
1888.
And they just found him now?
Yeah.
Is he alive? No.
1888.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought you said 1988.
No, they call him the first serial killer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's not, because I'm sure other people have killed more than one person way back then.
Is that what makes a serial killer? Is you killing more than one person?
No, it's more...
Like a signature?
You killing more than 3 people, I think.
Is considered a serial killer?
Yeah, like 3 not related victims, so like not 3 your family members.
Okay, so like...
That's familicide when you kill your family.
Yeah.
But if you get too many, like if you go, like school shootings, those are mass murders.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of people in one place. Yeah.
Okay.
But serial is just one after another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Jacques the Ripper.
Okay. Lots of reading for me today.
I hope to goodness I don't fall asleep.
I swear.
I'm not laying down, I'm sitting down. So
half of what I'm reading is what he did to these women, so I doubt you'll fall asleep.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna listen.
Okay. Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer who was active in and around the impoverished Whitechapel district of London, England in 1888.
In England, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
This at this time, they were going through a depression.
Okay.
In both criminal case files and the contemporaneous.
Police having the Clyde.
I don't know that word. Journalistic accounts. The killer was also called the Whitechapel murder and the leather apron.
The leather apron?
Yeah.
Okay.
Attacks ascribed to Jack the Ripper typically involved women working as prostitutes who lived in the slums of the East End of London. Their throats were cut prior to abdominal mutilations.
Ew.
The removal of internal organs from at least 3 of the victims led to speculation that the killer had some anatomical or surgical knowledge. Rumors that the murders were connected intensified in September and October of 1888, and numerous letters were received by media outlets and Scotland Yard from people purporting to be the murder. Extensive newspaper coverage bestowed widespread and enduring international notoriety on the Ripper, and the legend solidified. A police investigation into a series of 11 brutal murders committed in the Whitechapel and Spitalfields between 1888 and 1891 was unable to connect all the killings conclusively to the murders of 1888. 5 victims, Marianne Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Strythe, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly, are known as the Canonical Five, and their murders between August 31st and November 9th, 1888, are often considered the most likely to be linked. These murders were never solved, until now, and the legends surrounding these crimes became a combination of historical research, folklore, and pseudo-history, capturing public imagination to the present day. I just found this interesting, just to put into perspective, what kind of time it was back then.
Yeah.
In October 1888, London's Metropolitan Police Service estimated that there were 62 brothels and 1,200 women working as prostitutes just in Whitechapel. Just in one town.
How big is the town?
One area.
Oh, one area. Okay. Wow.
With approximately 8,500 people residing in the 233 common lodging houses. So out of 8,500 people, 1,200 of them were prostitutes.
Wow.
Within Whitechapel every night, with the nightly price for a coffin bed or being 4 pence, which is almost $4 in Canadian dollars now. And the cost of sleeping upon a lean-to or hangover rope stretched across a dormitory being 2 pence per person. So it was cheap.
Yeah.
And prostitutes, I'm guessing, were cheap.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a lot more victims than just what I'm talking about. We're only talking about the Canonical Five.
In general?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because these ones are most likely linked to Jack just because of the MO.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Okay. So getting to the victims, the body of Mary Ann Nichols was discovered at about 3:40 a.m. on Friday, August 31st, 1888, in Bucks Row, Whitechapel. Nichols had been last seen alive approximately 1 hour before the discovery of her body by a Mrs. Emily Holland, with whom she had previously shared a bed at a common lodging house in Thrall Street. Walking in the direction of Spitalfields, walking in the direction of Whitechapel Road. Her throat was severed by 2 deep cuts, one of which completely severed all the tissue down to the vertebrae.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Her vagina had been stabbed twice, and the lower part of her abdomen was partially ripped open by a deep, jagged wound, causing her bowels to protrude.
My whole lower extremity, my whole lower body just, clenched. That just sounded beyond painful.
Yeah.
Were they dead or alive when they did everything? Well, I guess he slit her throat. She's dead, probably.
Well, what if he did that last?
Oh, they don't know?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
This is just everything that they...
They found her body.
Yeah, that's how they found it.
So they can't pinpoint if it was before or after she had passed?
There is... Well, back then, no.
But now there's speculations that it was done?
No, there's no speculation, because the reporting was literally a guy writing it down.
For the sake of these women, I hope it was after they slit their throats.
Yeah, I hope so, too.
Because,
even after they... Like, he went right down to the vertebrae, so he probably would have killed her right away. But...
Sorry, that just...
Can you imagine the
no,
force?
I can no.
The force. You
have to be pretty tough to do that. No,
you must hate women.
Well,
That's what I have to say.
Definitely it. Yeah. Oh, my throat hurts. And everything else.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
That was the victim one.
Several other incisions inflicted to both sides of her abdomen had also been caused by the same knife. Each of these wounds had been inflicted in a downward thrusting manner. Okay.
You think he was downward just because, or do you think he was downward because he was so tall?
I don't know.
Sorry, just thought of that.
I think that she was already on the ground when it happened, and that was just...
Oh, got you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just easiest way to rip someone open, I guess.
Oh, gosh.
The door through which Annie Chapman and her murderer walked to the yard where her body was discovered is beneath the numerals of the property sign. 1 week later, on Saturday, September 8th, 1888, Annie Chapman was discovered at approximately 6 a.m. near the steps to the doorway of her backyard on 29 Hanbury Street. As in the case of Nichols, her throat was severed by 2 deep cuts. Her abdomen had been cut open entirely, with a section of flesh from her stomach being placed upon her left shoulder. And then...
What? He took a piece of her inside and put him on her body?
And another section of skin and flesh, plus her small intestines, being removed and placed above her right shoulder.
Why?
I don't know.
Is there a purpose for that?
Just because he was mutilating them. That's just...
Gross.
Chapman's...
Do you think back in that time they could give you a better estimation? Well, obviously now with technology, do you think back then they could tell you the time that the person died, or do you think they just went on a guesstimation?
Well, back then, like in the case of Nichols, she had been seen an hour before.
So
all this mutilation had to have happened within the last hour.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think I don't think they had the knowledge back then of
what we have
just
now. Because now you can pinpoint to everything.
The hour.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Even if the body's been there for 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Just because of decomposition and stuff. But these were, people found them right away.
So, off topic.
He would literally do it in the street.
Ugh. Do you think people that, determine the cause of death and time of death of people, do you think they, talk to psychologists because they're so traumatized with all this stuff?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would.
Right? Okay, anyways, continue. Sorry. That's my train of thought going off somewhere. Thinking about other parts of my body not being destroyed.
Chapman's autopsy also revealed that her uterus and sections of her bladder and vagina had been removed.
Dear gosh. Were they not found on the body? Or in the body? Or around the body? Or on the body?
It doesn't say. They were just removed.
So where'd they go?
I don't know. They might have been there. He might have taken them. I don't know.
Oh.
At the inquest into Chapman's murder, Elizabeth Long described having seen Chapman standing outside 29 Hanbury Street at about 5:30 a.m. So there's lots of witnesses because
they saw her.
It's the street.
Yeah.
It's England. They're walking through the street.
I guess if she slit her throat, she can't scream, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
At about 5:30.
Do you think... Sorry. Uh-huh. She was obviously a straight woman.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you think that because they saw her, they're like, okay, she's with some guy, they didn't really pay attention to the guy because they know that she would do something?
Yeah, she's working.
Yeah, okay. Oh. Sorry, just so you know, I have to go to the truck soon to get my little treat, and I am terrified to go by myself now. Not happening.
It gets worse.
Oh.
He gets worse.
As he goes?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, my feet are on the couch next. I'm scared.
There's a picture. I think I showed you the picture.
Of the body?
Yeah, one of them.
No, you did not. Then I will pass for now. Thank you.
I'll show it to you after.
No.
Okay, so she was seen at 5:30 in the company of a dark-haired man wearing a brown deerstalker hat and a dark overcoat and a shabby genteel appearance. According to this eyewitness, a little snoop, the man had asked Chapman, "Will you?"
It's the 1980s. Or 1880s.
The man had asked Chapman, "Will you?" To which Chapman had replied, "Yes." That's it. That's the last time she was seen. She was talking to this man. Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes were both killed in the early morning hours of September 30th, 1888.
This is 2 and 3.
Yes. No, 3 and 4.
What happened to 2 and 3? 2.
That was 2.
What was 1?
Marianne Nichols, Annie Chapman, and then this is Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes.
Huh?
The first one,
Yeah.
she had 2 deep cuts, severed throat,
Yeah.
down to the vertebrae.
Yeah.
And then Annie Chapman was in the yard, walking with the man.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Come on.
Sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't even asleep, but I was still phasing out. Just kidding.
Elizabeth Stride and Catherine Eddowes were both killed on the same night.
Holy, busy boy.
Yeah. Sunday, September 30th, 1888. Stride's body was discovered at approximately 1 a.m. in...
Criminal Minds would say he's spiraling. Because he's, like, killing people one day. Just saying.
Yeah, he probably did a lot more. At approximately 1 a.m. in Dutfield's yard, off Burner Street, now Henrique Street, in Whitechapel. The cause of death was a single clear-cut incision measuring 6 inches across her neck that had severed her carotid artery and her trachea before terminating beneath her right jaw.
No!
So, like, under here. So, like, straight across and under. The absence of any further mutilations to her body has led to uncertainty as to whether Stride's murder was committed by the Ripper. Because nothing else happened.
It was a simpler murder.
Or whether he was interrupted during the attack.
Oh, yeah.
He probably heard someone coming.
And
ran. Several witnesses later informed police they had seen Stride in the company of a man in or close to Burner Street on the evening of September 29th and in the early hours of September 30th. But each gave differing descriptions. Some said that her companion was fair, others dark. Some said he was shabbily dressed, others well-dressed. Okay.
Those are not reliable witnesses. I'm just kidding.
So there's a police drawing of Catherine Eddowes, which we can include.
Yeah.
Her body was found at the corner of Maughter Square in the city of London, 3/4 of an hour after the discovery of the body of Elizabeth Stride. So 45 minutes later.
Because he didn't get it finished, he had to go back and finish something, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like
he was probably
hyped
did up.
His fix, like
Yeah.
he would do it.
Her throat was severed from ear to ear, and her abdomen ripped open by a long, deep, jagged wound before her intestines had been placed over her right shoulder.
What?
With a section of the intestine being completely detached and placed between her body and her left arm. The left kidney and the major part of Eddowes' uterus had been removed, and her face had been completely disfigured, with her nose severed, her cheeks slashed, and the cuts measuring 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch respectively, vertically incised through each of her eyelids.
Okay, say that last part again?
He stabbed through her eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, through each of her eyelids. It doesn't say through her eyes, just her eyelids.
Oh, my eyes are burning right now. I can't even.
A triangular incision, the apex of which pointed towards Eddowes' eye, had also been carved into each of her cheeks. And a section of the lobe of her ear, and like another part of her ear that I don't know how to pronounce, was later recovered from her clothing.
Oh my, this guy must be drenched in blood. Like, just dripping everywhere. Like, do you know how much blood that would be on a person?
I know.
Like, how?
I know.
Like, and how do you leave this area without being noticed that you're dripping in blood?
Because it's the middle of the night.
But still. Oh, God.
The police surgeon who conducted the postmortem upon Eddowes' body stated his opinion these mutilations would have taken at least 5 minutes.
That's it?
Yeah.
For all of that with 5 minutes?
Yeah. If you're strong.
Oh, gross.
Then
there's me. I couldn't even do it because I cut myself with a knife.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the hospital.
Okay, this is the last one, the worst one.
Oh, gosh.
The one we have a picture of.
Ew, we're not going to post that, are we?
I don't know if you can on YouTube.
I was gonna say, I don't think we are
But
allowed.
I'll show it to you.
Oh, yeah, please traumatize me more.
Yeah, of course.
You're gonna have to go with me to get the stuff in the car, because I'm terrified now.
Okay. The extensively mutilated and disemboweled body of Mary Jane Kelly was discovered lying on the bed.
Sorry, did they say how old these women are? No?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're in their 20s, 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Was discovered lying on the bed in the single room where she lived at 13 Miller's Court.
In her house?
Yep. Off Dorset Street in Spitalfields at 10:45 a.m. on Friday, November 9th, 1888. Her face had been, quote, hacked beyond all recognition.
Aww.
With her throat severed down to the spine.
What?
And the abdomen almost emptied of its organs.
No.
Her uterus, kidneys, and one breast had been placed beneath her head.
Oh.
And other viscera from her body placed beside her foot. About the bed and sections of her abdomen and thighs upon a bedside table.
What?
The heart was missing from the crime scene.
Can you imagine, how sick people were the minute they walked in and seen this crime scene?
I know.
Like, I am sure every single one of those had people that had vomited outside, like, instantly. Like, there is no way you have a stomach for that.
Yeah.
Like, that is just tragic. Like, that is horrible.
Yeah, you wouldn't even recognize it as a person.
Those poor souls. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, I put this in because I thought this was interesting.
My stomach hurts.
Multiple ashes found within the fireplace at 13 Miller's Court suggested Kelly's murderer had burned several combustible items to illuminate the single room as he mutilated her body. So he tried to set fire to the place while he was doing it. A recent fire had been severe enough to melt and solder between a kettle and its spout had fallen into the grate of the fireplace.
Wow.
Each of the canonical 5 murders were perpetrated at night, in or close to a weekend, either at the end of each month or a week or so after. So he has his MO, right? The mutilations became increasingly severe as the series of murders proceeded, except for that of Stride, whose attacker may have been interrupted. Nichols was not missing any organs. Chapman's uterus and sections of her bladder and vagina were taken.
Ew.
So taken, he took them.
Ew.
Eddowes had her uterus and left kidney removed and her face mutilated. Kelly's body was extensively eviscerated and her face gashed in all directions and the tissue of her neck being severed to the bone, although the heart was the sole body organ missing from the crime scene.
That's gross.
Now, that's the murders.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, my stomach is like cringing.
I'm gonna show you the picture.
Do you have to?
Yeah.
You know I don't do well with like those kind of things.
It's black and white. It's not like...
Oh, so that makes it so much better.
It's not as gory as you think, right? Like this was the 1800s.
Oh, so they had the cameras with the little kind of thing when you took a
Yeah,
picture?
they literally had to set it up right beside her while she was decomposing.
Oh, my goodness. So they said you think he had more victims?
Yeah.
Has that been proven?
No. Like I said, they just linked these because
of the severity of them and how they're like kind of like they're similar.
Yeah. Let me go to the thing. Sorry. Give me a sec.
We're giving her 1 sec.
1 sec. Okay. I found it. I'm sorry in advance.
What do you mean?
But you can even see like where he put the stuff on the bedside
Okay,
table.
do I want to see this?
It doesn't look like a person, if that makes you feel any better.
Oh, I'm scared. No, I can't. I just saw a piece of it. I can't.
It's black and white.
Oh! I can't. No, I took a glimpse. That was good enough. Yeah, we can't post that.
Yeah, I don't think we can. But, yeah.
That barely even looks like a person.
Yeah. Here's just a drawing of one of the pictures. It's not an actual picture. So this would have been...
This one can we post?
See. Yeah, you can post this one. This is Catherine Eddowes, the one who was ripped open like all the way down her abdomen.
Yeah.
This was a police sketch of what her body looked like. Yeah. Pretty brutal.
How do you have the stomach to even do that?
Because you're crazy?
Like, let alone look at it afterwards?
I think for men, like, psychologically, it really derives from hating women. Like,
how messed up was this individual?
Well, look at Ed Gein. Ed Gein was basically tortured by his mother.
Yeah, that's true.
And what did he do to women? He ripped off their nipples and their teeth and their heads and stuff, and
true.
You know, wore their faces. Like, he was crazy. It just...
Why are people so bad to their sons? Like, I love my baby boy.
Yeah. But this was back in the day, right?
Like, I love my girls too, I'm just saying. But I would never, like, I don't know, I just... Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to guess what Jack the Ripper's real name is. Starts with an A. And his age. I want you to guess his age, too.
Like, now? Or, like, back then? Sorry, when he did his killings?
Yes.
Okay, his name was, like, something like Aaron?
Yes.
Oh, shut up! Really?
Yeah, his name's Aaron.
Get out of here! It's the only 8 name I can think of, actually.
Okay, guess his age.
He was, like, 45.
23.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
He was 23 and did all of this?
Yep. So they had found...
I wish you guys could see my face right now. I was just like, wow.
They had found DNA on a shawl left on one of the
victims?
One of the victims.
Okay.
So they kept it in evidence.
Okay.
For that long.
From 1888 till now?
Yeah.
Would it still be viable?
Yeah. 100% it would be.
That's insane.
If it's kept properly. Yeah. So his name is Aaron Kosminski. He's a 23-year-old Polish barber and a prime suspect in the original investigation.
He was a suspect. They questioned him.
Yeah. And,
oh, how much are those cops hating their lives now after finding out it was him?
It is based on 100% DNA match between the Shaw and Kosminski's descendants. This is why I say everybody should get... If you're not planning on committing crimes, get your DNA done.
So people like me who are not going to get their DNA test, like their ancestry thingy or whatever, it's like, because I'm like suspicious of a crime or something.
I have my, like, I did Ancestry.
Yeah.
I would love to know if I'm related to like...
some serial killer? What's... You'd be like, hey. Yeah. So they found his DNA through an ancestry kind of type thing.
Yeah, so they found his... They put the DNA in to a database that has everybody's DNA that gets it done.
Right.
They matched it to someone, having them be their, you know, I don't know if he had any kids, but fourth grandson or something, right?
Yeah.
So they go back, look at the person that would have been alive at that time, and they can match it.
So basically, let's just say Joe off the street does his ancestry, and he could be related to this serial killer.
Yeah.
That is... Okay, what would you do?
And I'm sure this guy had, like, a family.
You think so? Like, he's 23. Well, back in those days, you got married, like, what, 10? No, just kidding.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I'm sure he
so
was,
did they know if he had a family back then?
I don't know. I gotta look him up. I haven't seen much about him.
So, what does the people that found out that they're related to him say?
I don't know.
What would you say? Like, let's say you were connected to, let's say, I don't know, pick a serial killer. Not your favorite one. No, just kidding.
Not my favorite one?
Yeah.
Ooh. John Wayne Gacy.
Okay, let's say you were connected to a bloodline of John Wayne Gacy. What would you do? How would you feel about that?
I would be so excited.
What's wrong with you?
Like, that's so cool.
How? He killed and murdered people.
Yes, and I'm sorry for his victims, but I'm a different type of person. Like...
But would you think, oh my gosh, what if I have, like, what if...
The tendencies?
Or Riley, even worse. Or Riley has these tendencies. Like, what if you bring down this part because of your background?
I wouldn't think that.
You wouldn't think that?
No, because I think killing people isn't hereditary. It's how you're raised.
Oh, man.
It's the psychology of the person.
I think I'd be, like, traumatized if I was, like, related to a serial killer. This is the reason why I don't do hair. Just kidding.
Okay, here I have some more information on Aaron.
Yeah, your toes are cold.
He was born September 11th, 1865. Yep, 9/11.
Yeah.
And he died March 24th, 1919. He was a Polish hairdresser.
Did it say how he died?
Sorry,
not relevant by any means, but I was just wondering.
Died in the hospital.
Oh.
He was 53. Quite young.
And he didn't have any more murders after that? They didn't find any more victims?
There was a bunch more murders after that. They just couldn't... It either wasn't all the way the same MO, so they couldn't link it.
Yeah.
That's why these girls are the canonical 5, because they're the ones that, like, we're pretty sure this was him.
Yeah.
Because they have some of the same...
So he lived like 30-something years, and no one knew he killed these women?
No.
How did he hold up that long and just kill 5 and that was it?
Because when... Like, let's say Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy is a really good example because he can disassociate his killing from his family life.
How? Like, oh my goodness.
When you're killing somebody, when you're on a hunt, when you're looking for a victim, you're a completely different person.
Yeah, you're psychotic.
Like, he had his charm, like Ted Bundy, he had his charm both in and out of that. But he knew how to separate both lives.
It doesn't have to be something messed up in your head to do that.
Yes.
Like, I can not take my work home with me. But I'm not killing people, like...
Yeah. I don't know how you couldn't... Like, I've had a dream. I've had 2 dreams where I killed someone. No, one dream where I killed someone, another where I found a body.
It wasn't me, was it?
No.
Okay, thank God.
And I have no idea who it was. And, okay, I'll tell you the story, because it's pretty sad. I don't know how I killed this person. I killed them. I put them in a bucket. Like, it was like a big Rubbermaid. A blue Rubbermaid. And we were having a garage sale. And I used it to hold up one of the tables.
The whole time? No one opened it?
No, because it was under a table. And in my dream, I was, like, going insane. Like, I was paranoid.
Yeah. Right?
And then I woke up sweating. Like, I couldn't breathe. Like, I was paranoid.
Maybe I was probably just a serial killer. I'm just kidding.
And it was scary. I don't know how people don't freak out.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the normal person in me.
Maybe that makes you a non-serial killer?
Yeah, I couldn't. Even if I had a big tub of acid that I could throw them in and they'd just disappear.
Would you tell me if you did this?
No.
Oh my gosh, how can you not tell me?
Because you'd call the police.
I'd hope so. I wouldn't help you. No, I'm just kidding. I'd be like the worst accomplice. I'd be like, please don't tell me anything. I don't want to know anything. Don't tell me. No.
I'd be like, can you help me move this body? You'd be like, do I have to touch it?
I'd be like, ew, Dad, can you come on, Polly? I don't want to touch this. Oh, no. Okay, anyway, go back, sorry.
Okay, so Kosminski was a Polish Jew who emigrated, can I say Jew?
Jewish, I think.
He was a Jew.
He was Jewish.
He was Jewish, okay. He was Polish Jewish.
Well, I guess if you're reading off that, then I guess so.
Who emigrated from Congress, Poland to England in the 1880s. He worked as a hairdresser in Whitechapel, where a series of murders ascribed to the unidentified Jack the Ripper were committed in 1888.
Why do they call him Jack the Ripper?
Because he ripped people open.
Oh, why Jack, though?
Because they didn't know his name.
Oh, like John Doe. Why
Yeah.
Why not John the Ripper?
Because Jack was probably more popular back then.
Gotcha.
Beginning in 1891, Kosminski was institutionalized after he threatened his sister with a knife. So, 1891... His what?
Maybe it's related to his sister, not his mother.
I don't know. He was held at a lunatic asylum and then transferred to another asylum.
When did he get released?
I don't know.
How long was he in there for?
It doesn't say.
Huh. I guess if he wasn't released, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, he was identified. In In his early life, he had a wife.
What?
His parents were Abram Joseph Kosminski, a tailor, and his wife Golda Nilobnoska. Oof. He may have been employed in a hospital as a hairdresser or orderly for a time. He immigrated. He probably accompanied his brother Wolf and his sister Matilda and brother-in-law Morris, who arrived in London in June 1881. Wolf and Aaron had left Poland as a result of the program, following the assassination of Tsar Alexander II, because of the Jews emigrating or whatever. His mother, who is listed as a widow, apparently did not emigrate with the family immediately, but had joined them in 1894, and his father died in 1874.
And his murder started when?
1881.
Oh, sorry, before the parents came.
Before his mom, yeah. Because his dad died.
Yeah.
And then his mom came after. So he was already in an institution when she came. In London, the family settled in Whitechapel, an impoverished slum in London's East End that had become home to many Jewish refugees who were fleeing economic hardship in Eastern Europe and pogroms in Tsarist Russia. English records describe him as a hairdresser, but he may have worked only sporadically. It was reported that he did not attempt to find any work for years by 1891. He presumably relied on his siblings for financial support and is known to have lived with his brother Wolf at 3 Sion Square in 1890 and his sister Matilda at 16 Greenfield Street in 1891, indicating that his siblings possibly shared responsibility on caring for him, and that he alternated living between the family homes.
Excuse me. I was going to ask a question. I sucked on my saliva. He killed, and then he went crazy, and then he went to the sick ward?
Yeah.
And because he's all crazy and killed these people.
Yeah, probably.
Huh.
This makes sense. Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna skip this, but basically he got fined because he had his dog unmuzzled.
Unmuzzled?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gave a false name to the police. In 1889.
That was after.
After.
Huh.
Yeah, and he said it was because his last name's hard to spell.
Sure. I got a 4-letter last name. But we even work on cops now. Like, are you kidding me?
I know. On July 12th, 1890, Kosminski was placed in Mile End Old Town Workhouse due to his worsening mental illness, with his brother Wolf certifying the entry, and was released 3 days later. On February 4th, 1891, he was returned to the workhouse, possibly by the police. On February 7th, he was transferred to the asylum. A witness to the certification of his entry, recorded as Jacob Cohen, gave some basic background information and stated that Kosminski had threatened his sister with a knife. It is unclear whether this meant Kosminski's sister or Cohen's. Kosminski remained at the Colney Hatch Lunatic Asylum for the next 3 years until he was admitted to the Leavesdale Asylum. Case notes indicate that Kosminski had been ill since at least 1885. Obviously before that. But,
Yeah.
His insanity took the form of auditory hallucination, a paranoid fear of being fed by other people that drove him to pick up and eat food dropped as litter.
Do you think he ate pieces of the body?
He could have.
Oh.
I don't know. And a refusal to wash or bathe. With hallucinations like that, auditory hallucinations, I can only assume schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Right? And that happens for men early to mid-20s. And he was 25.
Yeah.
So he was probably just dealing with that.
And he goes and kills 5 women.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Probably because voices told him to. He's hearing things tell him to do things.
Oh my gosh.
Right? The cause of his insanity was recorded as self-abuse, which is thought to be a euphemism for masturbation.
Really?
Yeah, but this was the 1800s.
Yeah.
His poor diet seemed to have kept him in an emaciated state for years. His low weight was recorded in the asylum. Case notes. Guess how much he weighed?
When he was in the asylum?
A month before he died, age 53. Guess how much
135.
No.
How much?
96 pounds.
What? Well, that is literally just bones.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah, so there's some backstory.
So he died in the asylum?
Yeah, in the asylum. Probably from not eating.
That's crazy.
It's pretty sad.
That is.
He was obviously very mentally ill. He couldn't live by himself. He was between family members.
That's sad and crazy at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. I guess I would never guess. Jack, I can guess the rip because you ripped me open. Duh.
Aaron?
That's yeah.
That's yeah.
You sound like your father when you said that. Wow. Because I don't. Yeah, no, we never talked about him.
We didn't?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
I thought maybe we did, but I think it was just because it was so long we didn't.
Yeah. That was messed up. He's messed up.
Yeah. And it probably wasn't his, like it was his fault, but I think
Mentally
he
unstable.
was mentally ill.
Yeah.
They didn't really have much about his childhood, so I can't really say if he was like, abused or whatnot from his mother.
Yeah,
or
it was very
his
vague.
sister. Yeah.
Because if you're hallucinating, with those kind of things, you could put that towards, like, what he was doing. Like, it could be not towards hate. Well, he's got to hate somebody. Someone had hated somebody that told him something.
Yeah, but the voices probably told him,
yeah.
This woman is... I've seen so many... I've listened to so many podcasts about serial killers and their hatred for women, and they hear these voices that tell them, like, oh, women are just... pieces of trash and
That's crazy.
Other slurs.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and they just get into their head and you should wipe them off the face of the earth. They don't deserve to be here. All they're doing is selling their body.
Wow.
And they just get rid of them.
That's, yeah.
And it's scary because it takes one bad person, one mentally ill person,
To take a life.
to ruin many lives. I'm sure he took more than 5 people's lives.
Yeah. I don't think to the extent of that.
When he wasn't accounted for, and he was so brazen to break into somebody's house and rip her apart.
Yeah. Well, what happened if they had somebody living there?
Yeah, what if she had kids? What if...
Oh my gosh.
Like, she was a prostitute because, 40% of the female
population
was, but... But that could have been just a coincidence. What if she was a mother?
Yeah.
Like, could have been anyone. Could have been a little kid, and I'm sure he would have done the same thing.
You think so?
I think he was just looking for blood.
That's crazy. Sad.
Just happened to have her window open that night.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Pretty scary.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody could just snap.
Yeah. Okay, before we leave, we have to do a sound.
Okay.
I think I got one. Okay, you gotta pause it for a second.
Okay, 1 sec.
Okay, so this is our mystery sound. Try to guess what this is. This is gonna sound bad.
It's not a fart.
It's not a fart. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time, okay? Guess what this sound is. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. That sounded like...
Sounds like Jack the Ripper's body.
Oh, stop. Yeah, I kind of did, actually. Gross. Okay, guess what that mystery sound was. Hopefully we'll be recording next week, and we will tell you what the sound is, and we will pick another topic. We don't know who what we're going to talk about, but we will pick one.
Yeah.
And let you know. All right, well, we hope you guys had a good listen. Don't forget to...
Like, subscribe, comment, share.
Yes, and we will hopefully see you guys next week, and hope you have a good Easter, and have a good weekend.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.